Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So in this video we're taking a look at an item which I think was kind of rumoured on Twitter / revealed on Twitter several months ago, and it's finally something I've been able to find online to order for a reasonable price, and it is this. It is the Nanoblock All Engines Go Thomas and Friends set. Now as you'll notice here, these are sold I think as individual packets. I haven't opened them yet so we can do an unboxing together. But I have ordered the complete set, so I've got all 6 of the engines, which includes the main cast of All Engines Go plus Sir Topham Hatt himself. So, what are we waiting for? We've got some building to do. Let's do it. Okay, so as I alluded to in the intro, this is how I received this pack of the 6 engines. So 1 box, 6 pieces to collect, single pack Jan. I don't know what that means, but you can see that there is a little seal that says this box contains a complete set. So I hope so, because I've got it imported from Japan, so I really do hope it is actually the whole thing. Cute, tiny Thomas and Friends made of micro-sized building blocks born in Japan. We do have Nanoblock in Australia, but I've never seen these anywhere. So, alright, let's, as I said, we'll do the unboxing on camera. I'm not going to break the perforated seal, because I can see there's a little plastic seal I should be able to cut through up the top here on both sides. Let's just see if we can do it. Yep, there we go. And then we'll have to cut through this sticker. All right, moment of truth. Do we have a complete set? Let us find out. Looks like yes. All right, so that's all we get in the box. And then we get these little sachets. Now, from the time I've spent reviewing minis, there is nothing I hate more than blind bag toys. And it looks like the way that these have been packaged has been as blind bag toys. There's nothing I can see on here to be able to differentiate which engine is which. Which I really, really don't like. Like, I really, really don't like that at all. It's also, I don't think, super clear looking at this sleeve here that you only get 1. Like, I think there's a reasonable assumption you could make from looking at these that you actually get all 6 in one bag when you don't. So it is going to be an experiment to see whether they actually do have all of the engines in there. So I'm going to go away and open these up and build them up so we can have a look at them. But yeah, this is definitely something that is giving me extreme red flags. I don't like that they've done it this way at all. And potentially this is a reason why they haven't been sold, particularly in Australia, where they actually, a lot of places do stock Nanoblocks. Both maybe because, you know, they're obviously very small blocks for children. But I think another reason might actually be because it seems like that this is not something that's going to be particularly popular at retailers, given that minis are kind of dead now. So I'm going to get building and we'll take a look. But let's just do one. We'll open one on camera just for posterity so you can all see what it looks like. So we're going to open this. I also don't like this style. Most Nanoblock toys that you get in these sleeves have resealable bags. Like, it's a resealable bag with a clip on the top. But this one obviously is a one-time use only. Like, once you open it, that's it. Oh, there we go. All right, so we've got Nia, everyone's favorite character. So you can see we got a little bag of pieces here, a bunch of stickers. We've got a couple more pieces here. We get this, a feedback page. Interesting. And then we also get this instruction manual. So let's just take a look at that. And already I'm seeing red flags. It looks like you have to put the stickers over multiple pieces, which is a huge no. The Lego company doesn't do this anymore, and I hate it personally. Like, what's the point of having something made of bricks if you can't take it apart again without wrecking it? But yeah, you can see that's what it looks like on the instructions. It doesn't look too complicated, but I have found that Nanoblock sets can be quite challenging because the pieces are just so small and they don't have the same kind of clutch power techniques that Lego bricks do. So, all right, I'm gonna get building and I'll return to you shortly. All right, so I have been building away and I have finally constructed all 6 of the engines that come in this pack. We're going to talk about them briefly one by one, but in terms of overall comments, you can see here, yes, they came in blind bags. I could not find a way to work out which engine was in which bag. There probably is a way to do it, but it wasn't very easy. They all had similar instructions. All of them, except the top of my hat, had stickers, which we're going to talk about in a second. And you can see here quickly looking at, so this was Thomas's. It's like 51 and, Nanoblock micro collection _ 51 is the Thomas set. And then 01 was Thomas. So there must be an internal code somewhere so you know which one's which. I just could not tell you for the life of me what it is. So we've got all of them here. You can see, and this is very typical. If you haven't built with nanoblocks before, you might not be used to it, but Nanoblock gives you an insane amount of spare parts. So you can see here, I've collected the spare parts from each build in front of the engines, and it's a lot. You can build quite a lot with that, and I've always found that quite generous of them to do it that way. Particularly Kana and Percy just have so many spare parts. It's crazy. So let's take a look then at each of the individual little engines that you build. I haven't built Nanoblock's mini collection before, which is what mini nano. So this is all a bit new to me. What's something out here over on the side? Doesn't want to stand up. For a bit of a size comparison, if we compare it to a mini, they actually almost are the same size as a Thomas mini. So it's, again, everything is so small. It's hard for me to show it on camera. But there you go. You can kind of see what they look like together. Very similar. Obviously the wheels are smaller, but the bodies are a lot bigger. So if you're trying to work out, well, how big are these things? They're about the size of a Thomas mini. So speaking of Thomas minis, we'll start with Thomas. So do a quick spin around here. This is what you get. You can see they're quite small. Obviously there's no functioning wheels. You've just got the little round pieces here which act as the wheels. There is a printed piece on all of them, and it's this piece here, or different colors obviously, but that has the copyright for Thomas. But as I discussed earlier, all of the details that you see on here are stickers, and that in itself isn't a problem. But what I don't like is that you can see, for example, the face sticker covers about 8 or 9 different pieces. These stickers on the side, again, you're covering lots of pieces, and there's one on the back too for the light that covers a lot of pieces. And what that essentially means is once you put these together, you can't take them apart. If you do, you will damage the stickers. And as you can see, particularly the face sticker, it's incredibly important to the detail and the, making it clear what these engines are, to have those details and those stickers. So I'm quite disappointed, to be honest, that the stickers are so widely used. I think the faces, maybe you could have got a print. I know printing across multiple parts is kind of hard, but yeah, I don't like the use of stickers. That said, I think they're relatively good in terms of the details. You can see we've got the kind of all engines go styled sticker here, although they're all clear backed stickers. So you can see here in the light, they don't stick flat. So you get weird air bubbles and stuff under them. And that's the same with Lego stickers that are clear. You get that kind of weird sheen. So I don't love how that's turned out. In terms of the model themselves, they are extremely cute. They're obviously very not proportional. The wheels are just so small, but I think, it's pretty recognizable that this is supposed to be Thomas and he looks pretty cute. Come to Percy, again, impressively, even for the small size, he does have a slightly different design. If we just do a side by side, you can see that Percy gets a whistle, whereas for whatever reason, Thomas didn't. Oh, no, Thomas does. I just built him wrong. That's my bad. So Thomas should have a whistle. But he does have the slightly different side tanks. He's got the different wheel configuration, but otherwise broadly the same. Again, a good little Percy face, but I note that, again, they're all stickers, and that's the little print on the back of Percy there. We come now to Diesel. Diesel is interesting. I think the steam engines are the best of these. Diesel is interesting. He's just literally a cube at the front. So flat, except for that little curvy bit for the headlight. A good face sticker, though. Interesting way they've done this by, they've tried to make this smooth, and then this is kind of not smooth, I think, to kind of account for the way the cab would kind of be there, but I don't know if it works that well. The sticker is good, but again, it's clear, so you can kind of see the lines in it. And then he's got the 3 wheels and the red for the buffer beam. There's Diesel's piece, that black one. Yeah, don't love him as much. He kind of looks a bit like a toaster or something. Definitely not as nice looking as the others. Kana, I think, suffers a similar fate. Again, nice face, but because of just her design and the limitations of the cube block, she does look kind of weird. They've tried to get the angles. You you know, from the side. Interestingly, the color too. The color matching on all of these is a bit weird. I'll talk about that at the end. Yeah, so you can see that she is, you know, doing that. And then again, because you've got these clear back stickers, the stickers, like, that's not a very white. It's quite pinky white because it doesn't have a lot of opacity. So yeah, worth noting that there. We come to Nia, who is the one who I actually end up building first, as you would have seen. Again, I think great face detailing, the design quite similar to Thomas. If we put them side by side, let's see, it might actually be the same. By the looks of it, I think it is the same build. It's just different colors, and then obviously the wheel configuration is different. But otherwise, they look like they are the same build. Yes, so they are the same build. They've just got different stickers on them to differentiate them. And it's interesting how the fact her eye is bigger makes her face look bigger, even though it's actually the same size as Thomas's. So that's Nia there. And then finally, we get the Fat Controller, who looks interesting. I love the little detail for the nose. The eyes obviously are a bit funny, but that's kind of the best you can do with Nanoblock. He does have the coat tails, which stick down, but it does make him a bit back heavy, so he can be hard to make stand. And you can already see Nanoblocks don't have the best clutch power, and they use a lot of, because of the way they go together, it's hard to explain if you haven't built with them, but these are not the most fragile Nanoblock models I've built. I've built much more fragile ones that are larger, but that said, these certainly aren't going to survive a lot of rough play, particularly noting the stickers are likely to break, so just be wary of that. In terms of color matching, it's weird. So I think Nia is a pretty good, you know, if we bring this recently reviewed item in, her orange is pretty good. It's maybe a little bit too saturated, but I think that's okay. Thomas and Percy are particularly weird. Percy's like quite a limey green rather than a bright green, and I don't know why they've made that choice, because that color definitely exists in Nanoblock sets. And then same with Thomas's blue, it's also a lot darker. So they seem to have just gone for an overall more saturated palette for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why they've done that. But yes, that is what... Oh, so you can just see his Tom hat falling over. That's what this entire collection looks like. In terms of pricing now, these, I think for the whole set, cost me about 35 Australian dollars, which across 6 of them isn't too bad, given that if you buy the little sleeved Nanoblock sets, they are about $10, $15 in Australia, but they are a bit bigger than this. Overall, then, if we think about what do I think of these little items here? Well, they're certainly cool. They're certainly unique. I really like that. I think the pricing is relatively good. I think the big things that I don't like are the use of stickers, particularly because the stickers mean the whole point of these being made of building blocks is you can take them apart. The stickers really limit how much you can take them apart and rebuild them and combine them and do all that kind of stuff. And I also really, really don't like the fact that they're blind bagged. Unlike with Thomas Minis, you can't feel them or do anything like that to know what they're like. They're in pieces. So I can imagine it would be very, very frustrating to try and pick up a whole set of these if you weren't able just to buy them like this. And now I understand why I haven't seen them sold separately online anywhere. Probably because there's no way to actually determine which engine is which, so people would not know what they're getting in their orders. But otherwise, pretty interesting set. If you like Nanoblocks or Lego and you like Thomas, I think it's probably worth picking them up. Just make sure you don't pay too much for them. I've seen them online listed for crazy prices when you consider currency exchange and shipping. Otherwise, happy to have discussion in the comments below. What do you think? Which one is your favorite? Would you like to see another series of these with potentially some of the tender engines being available, or, you know, Annie and Clarabelle, for example? Love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Otherwise, that's all we've got time for. This is Extreme Trains.